Today I talk about some simple local search engine optimization tactics. That's local SEO tactics to help get you found first place, first position in Google search. Hey everybody, Dennis Schrawley, founder of DOYO Live, the Digital Marketing Interactive Design Conference. It's the hashtag DOYO Live Daily. And thanks for dropping by today. I want to start by telling you a little bit of, or basically having some conversation wrapped around the fact of kind of how I grew up in the medical imaging business as a way to talk to you a little bit about local search engine optimization. So the way that you used to get business back in the day when we were in medical imaging, we would go from doctor's office to doctor's office, educating physicians on things that we had to offer, mainly imaging services, as a way of getting business. And here's one thing I'm going to do. Hey, Holly, thanks for dropping by. Hope everything's well at your house and your pooches are doing good. I've got one that's crashed out on the couch right now. Just looking for the feed so I can maybe invite a few more people and share some information here. But, okay, so anyway, we used to go around from physician office to physician office, knocking on doors, educating doctors' offices on the services that we had. In addition to that, we would obviously be promoting different imaging techniques, insurance, in order to be able to try to build a relationship in order to get referrals back to our imaging center. And very much the way that the world of marketing is today is the way that we were doing that in a direct way that wasn't very scalable. It was very one-on-one. So we would go and door knock. We'd go in and introduce ourselves. And we had to pretty much, to be effective at it, we had to reinvent ourselves every time that we went in, because we couldn't just go in preaching the buy mentality, meaning that in today's current state of affairs with online marketing, we act like it's a new thing to say that we want to educate instead of asking people to buy stuff on every post. And we were doing that from a direct marketing perspective, back 15 years ago. Every time we go in, we talk about a new imaging technique, about the machine, where we're located, things like that. Hey Becky, thanks for dropping by. And in order to be able to stay fresh, we had to also be mindful of the person that was on the other side of the window. Oftentimes a gatekeeper that would get you to your decision makers, and you'd have to respect their time and read the situation. If there were 5 people sitting in the office and they were on the phone, you might want to leave a piece of information behind so they remember that you were there. You respected their time, so that kind of gets you a win the next time. The next time that you go in, as you are providing them with some education, from time to time, they push you through to see maybe a decision maker like the office manager or the physician to try and build a better relationship. In addition to that, one of the things that we would do is that we always wanted to make sure that when we left the place that we were going, or the place that we just visited, that our information was on top of the stack. So let's jump ahead to 2017. What is marketing right now? Marketing is providing ongoing educational information, developing thought leadership. Don't be a big pain in the butt. Don't ask people to buy stuff on every one of your posts, whether that's through blog and also your website, email, whatever that is, Facebook Lives. And then the other thing is that you want to get found in search. And the way that you get found in search is by updating your information onto your website and have a few technical things so you get found first place, first search, or first place, first page of the search. Now, what's interesting about that is, again, this is just kind of transitioning what we used to do from an in-person perspective to now online, because of the fact that is this: 90% of all buying decisions start with online search. So it does not matter whether or not you are, or whether you are buying pizza, looking for a burger for lunch, a new flat screen TV, a car. You're gonna start with some sort of form of online search, and then you're obviously gonna jump over to being inquisitive about friends. Maybe you're gonna go to Facebook and ask for recommendations. So that's why it's so important, obviously, to come up in that capacity. So here's what I want to do today. I want to share with you how you can take that old best practices from direct marketing strategy and implement it from a tactical SEO perspective. Now, I don't think that SEO tactical is a tactic. part of a bigger overarching marketing plan. There are firms that are out there that basically say this is marketing today, and I somewhat disagree with that. It's just one element that is going to help you from a tactical perspective get found. So the first is it's Monday, it's going on 11:30, so maybe you're ready for a nap. But I'm not talking about that kind of nap. I'm talking about name, address, and phone number. Just about the number one most important item when it comes to local search and hyper-local search that Google rewards. Make sure that your name of your business, the address, and the phone number is consistent across all of your web properties. If Google sees that it's listed just even delicately different within, maybe your business name is DOYO Live LLC, and you have that on your website and you don't have that on Facebook and maybe some other web assets, it's a huge miss. Google indexed these pages and will look and find and index these different individual names of your business. So essentially you'll have multiple listings and your business will be fighting against its own place in indexing for that placement. So name, address, and phone number, very, very important to local search. Hey, Melissa, thanks for dropping by. I really appreciate it. Second thing is Google. Google is not just search. Google has a ton of free products that are out there from a marketing perspective that you can fully take advantage of. The first one is that you want to go create a Google map of your service area. And it's essentially what you do is you create a Google account, you log into Google Maps, and then you go and create basically a Google map. List all the cities in a very let's just pretend for a second that you provide services in Youngstown, Ohio. You're going to want to go to a map of Youngstown, Ohio. You're going to want to list Boardman, Canfield, Poland, Logo, Struthers, Austintown, all the cities in that radius that you provide that service. And you want to list those individual cities with the service. So as you do that, you want to drop pins into your Google map. You want to create a radius around this. You want to outline that, and then you want to take that map and you want to make it a public-facing map. There's a reason behind that because again, Google will index that. Very important. And then you can take that same map and you can embed that into your website. That's also an important feature that your Google map shows up at the bottom of each one of your pages. The next is Google My Business. Create a Google My Business page. It links up to Google+. It's essentially what it is. Fill out all the information. Upload pictures, internal, external. Again, NAP. Make sure your name, address, and phone number is consistent with what's on your website. And then also within the application of Google My Business, you could create a secondary map. These are different divisions within Google. So Google My Business has a spot where you can actually say, my business hours, when you're open, and then you could also create the map of your service area. And you want to do the same exact thing in there again as well. And it's very important that you list these and take these measures. You want to update your Google Business Plus page whenever you have a blog post, because again, Google owns this asset and they're going to reward you within search. The third thing that you could do is go to the Google Search Console. And basically what you do is you take your website, your link, follow the steps that are involved in the Google Search Console, and you want to submit it to the Search Console. And what it's going to do is it's actually going to crawl your website and index it, and you could go back and you get all kinds of great analytics and data based upon how your website delivers impressions, its ranking, the amount of pages that are indexing, those sorts of things that become very important to getting found in search. And then you can actually tell the Google Search Console to go and crawl your website both from a desktop and a mobile perspective. And there's some workarounds on this that if you're going to create once you go into Google Search Console, the way you get verified could be a little bit confusing. So pay attention to the instructions. Probably the easiest way is actually kind of jumping back or forward is with Google Analytics. So go into Google Analytics, create a free Google Analytics account as well. This is the application that allows you to be able to track website performance based upon traffic, the sources that it comes from, the amount of time spent on websites, page visits, and all sorts of great information. Once you've created your Google Analytics account, you have to take that snippet of code and you just basically insert it into your website. You will be able then to do a lot of other things with Google AdWords, the Google Search Console that serves as the basis of a lot of how you identify your performance. Again, this is a tactical item that is a necessity in marketing today, but it's not really like, if you think that SEO marketing is the only thing that's not really marketing, again, tactic. Local listings management, another thing that's very important. Even though 80% of all search comes from Google, it's still really important to make sure that your business is listed with local listings management, such as Angie's List, Yelp, Super Pages, Yellow Pages. There are tools out there too that if you're a business that needs to manage, and have the budget, a company like Yext, Y-E-X-T, Bing Local, Yahoo Local, as you get submitted to these engines, it's going to help get you found. And the chances are most of your competitors are overlooking this from a tactical perspective that is going to get you found on the first page for search. I will tell you this though. If you submit to local listings management, which most of those are free, Yellow Pages will call you and aggressively want to sell you their marketing packages. You can very easily tell them, no, you don't need to do that. But just be forewarned that they're going to want to sell you something, and whatever they tell you, it's not exactly true, because you're going to leverage your own marketing strategy to utilize these free resources to impact your search engine optimization. From a social media perspective, you want to make sure that all your social media accounts are updated with the appropriate information. And again, we're coming back to, that's right, you guessed it, NAP, N-A-P. Make sure all of your social media, name, address, and phone number is consistent, descriptions about your business, utilizing keywords based upon your industry. It seems like a common sense thing, but a lot of people overlook this. If you're in the marketing business or branding business or design business, you want to make sure that you have elements that describe your business, have these items within that. And even take it one step further, make sure that you have the specific location. So you can always say surrounding counties of Mahoning and Trumbull County, or you could say Youngstown, Boardman, and then say and surrounding counties. Again, very important. Chances are people in search today are typing things like marketing services around me. And if you have that information into your website, that obviously becomes very important. Update your web content. On a month-to-month basis, try to just refresh in some of the content, again, with keywords. You can do keyword research based on your business in the Google AdWords tool, which again is a free tool by Google to tell you what the most search terms are for your type of business. And then you could just take those and you can leverage those into writing content for your website. Blog. So this is a great way for you to get found in local search. Blogging one time per week will help to eventually get you found from an organic perspective into search. I would create a About Us at the bottom that's consistent on every blog post and make sure that from that perspective, it's always in that blog. So you will notice on the DOYO Live assets, it says About DOYO Live. And essentially what we do is we replicate that over and every time we post that. And the reason is that we're updating our website with fresh content that's relevant to our subject matter with keywords. And every time that we do that, Google eventually indexes that page. And as it indexes that page and crawls it, it's looking for keywords that are relevant to the search topic and the quality of the content. And the links, the inbound, outbound links as well. So the more sites that you have indexed with the quality information, the more people that are interacting with it, chances are that when you perform a search, you will come up in that. So in summary, it's this. We from a marketing perspective, from a direct marketing perspective, we used to go in and reinvent ourselves every time we went into an office. And we wanted to make sure that we were educating and not saying bye every time. And we always wanted to make sure that our information ended up on the top of the pile. And that's very similar to what's going on in marketing today, only it's all in the digital landscape. So make sure that your name, address, and phone number is consistent across all your web properties. Leverage all the free Google tools that are out there with Maps, Analytics, Search Console, and Google My Business. Go and claim your free local listings management such as Yelp, Yellow Pages, Super Pages, Angie's List, Bing Local, Yahoo Local. Update your web content. Try to get to it on a month-to-month basis, refreshing it with keywords from your industry. Make sure that all your social media profiles are accurate, up to date, and have consistency with name, address, and phone number and descriptions of your business. And then if you can, really try to implement a blog strategy that is with content that's relevant to your industry. Try to tackle that at least one day per week. Have an ending that is basically a canned ending that you could copy and paste into each one of your blog posts, and that will remain consistent, but it'll also get indexed. Thank you so much for dropping by today. Really appreciate it. DOYO Live early bird tickets are on sale now until May 31st. Pick up your DOYO Live early bird ticket for $150. Use the promo code Facebook to save an additional 10%. Tickets that offer is going to expire on May 31st. Everybody have an absolutely amazing week. Thanks so much for dropping by.